Hi, Andrew here, and today I'm not going to complain about Canadian politicians much. I know I spent a lot of time ripping on man-child Blackface and fat fascist flatworm, but I'm not going to complain about them today. Today I'm going to complain about other politicians. You hear the latest out of horse-toothed Jacinda Arden of New Zealand? A month ago, she was laughing it up with a journalist about how she had created a two-class society. She had basically, she was proud of creating an underclass in society. Well, that wasn't quite enough to set off the New Zealanders. Why, I don't know. It took our man-child in blackface calling anybody who was tired of the government's boot on its neck a fringe element of racist, misogynist, anti-science Nazis, I believe was what he said, to light a fire big enough under our Canadian truckers that it lit a fire under truckers and then ordinary people the world over. What has this got to do with horse teeth Arden, whatever her name is? She's got thousands of people camped out in front of the legislature, the State House, whatever they call the parliamentary building in Auckland, rain or shine, 10 days. And in total in tune, in touch with the people fashion, when she was asked about them, she said, well, they're stupid and easily manipulated, or words to that general effect. We, in the English-speaking world, are governed by the biggest class of morons anywhere. She goes on her national TV to call her electorate stupid. This is a level of tone deafness that I expect from the Canadian federal Liberals. And I get it, constantly. But the spark that was lit, the flame that roared to life, burned across Europe and across the Anglosphere, particularly down under. And the estimates in Canberra, which I read was a city of less than 500,000 people, was hundreds of thousands. The only countries in the supposedly free world that have been worse than Canada in their COVID response were New Zealand and Australia. And so their protests are proportionately larger. As their response was proportionately worse, their protests are proportionately larger. And the New Zealand Prime Minister is as detached and tone deaf as Blackface Manboy. I'm astonished. I wonder what the net effect will be. I hope that New Zealand gets the same effect from its governance as Canada has seen from its governance. Totally due to the science, not due to the truckers choking off trade and blocking highways and occupying legislatures and downtown cores of major cities. All of a sudden, restrictions are either being lifted or have been lifted or they've been put on time lapse. And it's truly an amazing thing to see. But for those of you here in Canada and you see our racist, sexist, misogynist Prime Minister accusing you of all of his sins, know this. We're not the only country of people who elected really, really, really crappy people to the Prime Minister's office. I don't think that Jacinda is as bad as Justin, but she's pretty awful. And at least she's not ours.